You are actively liking comments saying that they can't wait for me to turn 18 because then I can't use the minor card. When have I ever used it? When have I ever used it?
Fun supporting someone who's trying to sue a literal kid who criticized him.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, that comment is so funny to me because they're making up a situation in their head.
Threatening and harassing a 16-year-old kid.
They're making up the idea that I hide behind being a kid so then they can come at for me when I turn 18.
Yes, I told him he's rude to his audience and women, which is my opinion. He has recently commented under a video he wants to sue specifically me because I exaggerated the title. I'm going to be honest, I am scared right now.
Which is like, okay, have fun with your little imaginary scenario there, buddy.
Hi, if you clicked on this video and you don't know me, I made a video where I called out commentary YouTubers, but mainly Coco Crazy. Unfortunately, Coco Crazy didn't take it well and made a response video. She dismissed all my arguments that expose her lies, harassment, and more. But not only she dismissed them with a wave of the hand, she also created a completely false narrative about me, just like she did with Clara Dao. She accuses me of lying, of liking hating comments, of being obsessed with her age, and says that all my constructive arguments were only assumptions because I don't like her voice. Yeah, but all of this is false. She is blaming the comments under my video because she cannot directly attack my video itself. Coco Crazy even wrote under my video and admitted in a deleted comment that I made one of the worst videos ever made about her. Despite all the precautions I took to be nice to her, despite the fact that I did everything to avoid creating a hateful narrative about her, despite me asking people not to insult or harass her, she decided to spit in my face. So today, I'm making this video to show people the real face of this teenager, to insist on the many lies I found in the Clara Dao and Coco Crazy case, and above all, to reaffirm that yes, Coco Crazy has gone way too far in all the points I have raised so far, except for one second point where I'm a bit more nuanced. But we will talk about that during the video. Before I start, I'd like to answer some legitimate questions because no one knows who I am. So, first of all, my name is Deborah. I'm 22 years old, so yes, I am a grown adult, and I've been making videos for almost a year now, with the only goal of improving my English. I have lots of other apps that help me reach this goal, but YouTube was part of it. I never aimed to get views. In fact, almost all my videos are demonetized and aren't promoted by the YouTube algorithm because I react to anime protected by copyright or use music that copyrighted. So there was very little chance of becoming popular this way, but I wanted to do it anyway because I knew I would never blow up like that. And the few people who watch me every day were enough for me. I didn't really want to become a YouTuber. Even now, I don't consider myself a YouTuber. None of my friends know I make videos on YouTube. And I don't like attention from people. I don't have TikTok or Snapchat. My Facebook is inactive and my Instagram is private. My first video, now deleted, was a story time about my virginity. I deleted it because it attracts way too much attention for my taste and it was too personal. Then I made a video to talk about the essay I faced in public as a child, but I didn't feel comfortable sharing that. So I turned to reaction videos, but I didn't want a huge number of views, just enough to get comments from native English speakers. I decided to make reaction videos to the first season of Jabrily Clovers. It's a little known, a very problematic anime, which I don't recommend to children or anyone triggered by essay. Fans of this universe liked my videos so much that I decided to continue. So I started posting problematic conversations I had with the characters in Character AI. Again, it's not for kids and it's very problematic. But my audience was mostly women aged 18-24 who already liked this universe and knew that nothing in the anime should be idealized in real life. They watch and enjoy Jabrily Clovers fully aware of this. All this to say that I had no bad intentions towards Coco Crazy. And I especially didn't want to get views from her misfortune. Far from it. When I saw that the video was getting more and more views despite positive comments, I had a panic attack. I lost sleep and even thought about deleting the video on the second day. But seeing so many people agreeing with me, and especially seeing little girls realizing from my video that something in Coco Crazy's content was off, made me decide to keep the video. I stayed anxious rather than deleted so that the truth could be known, even though it affected my own peace of mind. I hate harassment because I've experienced it myself. And I was convinced that a commentary YouTuber would speak up about this harassment, which started from a misunderstanding of a poorly executed video. Not because the video itself was problematic, but because Clara Dao was extremely clumsy and could have done better. But I understood her message because I was already following 11 of her 14 habits before she released the video. So what? Does that mean what I've been doing for a long time is bad? That's nonsense. And I will explain why later. But I want to say again, Clara Dao never promoted ED.
Clara Dao, the TikToker who promotes EDs.
I don't, and I never promote eating disorders like ever in my whole 6 years of doing content.
She never put down other body types in her video.
She cannot complain about being shamed for the way her body looks and then proceed to shame other women and make videos encouraging girls to not eat outside of meals and eat smaller meals so they don't look ugly and large.
I've always wanted to make this video because I always see comments that say, oh, you have my dream body, I want to be skinny like you. Some people even use me as a inspo. I don't think it's healthy though, don't do that. But if you ever wonder what habits naturally skinny people do, then this is it.
Everything Coco says is false, and I will debunk it very quickly. Clara Dao made a lot of disclaimers, saying that her video was not for children and not for people with ED.
I have explained this a million times, but you know what? It doesn't matter because she put a little disclaimer in the corner.
I want to have a disclaimer that this video is not for people who have eating disorder, it's not for people who have unhealthy relationship with food. I'm not advocating for starving yourself. I'm not advocating for restrictive eating. That's not what I'm talking about. Don't overeat. Don't stuff yourself. Don't eat when you don't have to. And I didn't really do intermittent fasting. And I don't think teenagers should be doing intermittent fasting either. So if you're a teenager and you're still growing, don't watch this video. This video is not for you. This video is for adults who have already finished growing, okay? Always see comments that say, oh, you have my dream body, I want to be skinny like you. Some people even use me as a inspo. I don't think it's healthy though, don't do that. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't vape. Because actually when you do these things, especially consuming cannabis or marijuana, your appetite go up and you want to eat more. You want to eat more.
Also, one thing I didn't dare say for some reason is that Clara Dao comes from an Asian culture, which is very different from ours when it comes to food. The only thing she shouldn't have said in her video was her famous line about often not eating before 7 p.m. because it's very unhealthy. Don't do that. But everything else, it's fine for me. Now, in the response video, you said that the lies I pointed out can't be lies because you're simply giving your opinion.
She then claims that I'm lying because Clara never put down anyone's bodies. Once again, I hate to break it to you, but just because you disagree with someone on something subjective doesn't make them a liar.
I'm sorry, but you are lying.
The first habit, she is literally telling you to not eat, like ever. To only eat when you are super hungry, past the point of no return. This is such dangerous information to give to kids, especially little girls. This is incredible that she calls herself a body positivity influencer and then proceeds to give this dangerous information. She's literally telling you to like not eat unless you absolutely have to or you will gain weight. Like she literally says later on in the video, if you don't do this, you will gain weight. Body positivity goes both ways. We don't want people saying you're ugly if you're skinny. We don't want people saying you're ugly if you're not skinny. And she sees seems to not understand that because she keeps on like insulting people if they gain weight.
I invite everyone to go watch Coco Crazy's first videos, and you'll see that she presents this word as facts, as things Clara Dao really said and did. At no point in her videos about her does she present them as just an opinion. She presents them as facts. I'm glad that now you admit that they weren't facts at all, but just your opinion. And I respect your opinion. But once again, stop thinking I'm stupid. I know that for many people, the fact that her audience is mostly young people and children means that her video should have never existed. But as I said before, the creator has the right to make a video for her adult audience, even if it is very small. It's the parent's job to watch what the kids are watching. I believe Clara did her job as a YouTuber by putting a lot of disclaimers. If children skip the disclaimers, this is not Clara's fault, but the parents' fault. Honestly, if you follow your logic, a person who has mainly a children audience would never be able to share the horrible things that happened to him if he felt the need, like essay, torture, etc., just because such topics are not suitable for kids. And do you really think that if creators had to parent their audience, children would be safe? Yes, maybe they would not see inappropriate content, but do you really think that the real predators, who are ready to do anything to hurt children, would not find another way to harm them? I believe that on the internet, there's always a risk that innocent children could be exploited by malicious people, no matter what methods you want creators to use to parent their audience. If you truly want to protect children online, the safest way is not to restrict creators from talking about more adult subjects, but to make parents protect their children. Watch what they are watching and who they are talking to. As for a second controversy, I honestly don't care much. The hate didn't start from that, so I didn't focus on it. But I agree that people who subscribe only because of her small breast can see her as hypocritical. And from the outside, it does look like that. However,
she was waiting till she got wealthy enough, and then all of a sudden she ditches everything she stood for her entire career. She's rich because of this idea that she literally just dropped the minute she could.
I did not build a persona or just use my flat chest as a way to make money. It's the furthest thing from the truth, because I did not need the money. I did not need the social media fame or anything. So before we go inside, let me walk you through what the house looked like from the outside. So this is the gate to the house. I absolutely love these gates. And then this is what the house looked like from the outside. Welcome to my Vietnam house. Or actually, my parents' house.
You're a monster. Oh no, babe. I am so much worse.
the rumor that she made money behind her subscribers' backs is false, because apparently she comes from a very rich family in Vietnam. I also think Clara Dao really liked her breast despite the surgery. I invite you to watch my first video, but I want to say that I am shocked at how much her followers feel like her body belongs to them and that they have the right to tell her what to do with it. Also, again, Clara Dao comes from a different culture. In many countries in Asia, surgery is considered normal. For example, in Korea, parents sometimes give a first surgery when a girl finishes school. I'm sure Clara Dao doesn't see body changes the same way we do. Even though she experienced body shaming from her parents for not meeting beauty standards,
it's truly something that I deeply care about, having a flat chest, growing up with a flat chest, growing up having a super skinny body, could not gain weight and being body shamed years after years after years by everyone around me, by my family, by my friends. That's why I made the type of content that I made. It's really from my heart. When I first announced my surgery and got hit with so many criticism that I lied and I'm a hypocrite and I used all of you to gain money for the surgery, a part of me got really defensive.
she decided to move to Canada and learn to love her body and her small breasts, away from family pressure. She probably loved herself. But before her surgery, she returned to Vietnam. Maybe the family pressure returned and she gave in. Not because she didn't love her body, but also to stop talking constantly about her small breasts. She had done this for 6 years. Yes, no one forced her, and in the meantime, he tried to talk about other things like fashion, but People only liked her when she talked about her breast. Views exploded only when her videos were about her chest. And I think it annoyed her too. But my video wasn't focused on the second controversy. It was about where it all started. The video where Clara Dao was accused of premeditating. I decided to speak up now because French people who usually don't follow English-speaking YouTubers and didn't know Clara Dao suddenly started talking about the issue. Before, while everyone criticized Clara Dao in the English-speaking community, no one talked about it in French.
Ces vidéos, surtout pendant le confinement, lorsque je passais beaucoup de temps à scroller sur TikTok. Mais voilà, je trouvais ce contenu.
The body positivity TikToker is so much worse than I thought. Clara is a TikToker who promotes young girls.
Je tombais sur ces vidéos, surtout pendant le confinement, lorsque je passais beaucoup de temps à scroller sur TikTok. Mais voilà.
It's been weeks since I made a video on Clara Dao, but she's not happy with me at all. She's made a video obviously directed towards me as
Clara Dao.
Clara Dao.
How a once adored YouTuber became the plot twist no one saw coming.
Vous avez sûrement entendu parler de cette fameuse influenceuse Clara Dao qui a littéralement explosé en parlant de son corps, de sa petite poitrine et de l'importance de...
Before I start this video, I'm going to give a quick trigger warning. Eating disorders are going to be discussed in this video.
De Coco Crazy intitulée The Disgusting Side of Clara Dao, 2,2 millions de vues. Une semaine plus tard, deuxième vidéo, Clara Dao is so much more disgusting than I thought. Autre créateur, Kelly Cholas, Clara Dao, TikTok's worst hypocrite yet. Résultat, 2 millions de vues.
I know, guys, I know, it's been a while and you're all gonna say I'm dragging it.
But that's not all. On August 7th, Kelly Scholars posted a second video about her, and I started to panic because it was through Kelly Scholars' video that everything began. When I saw that, I thought history was repeating itself, and I was convinced Coco Crazy would post another video about Clara Dao.
And I know I'm gonna get comments about milking the situation or whatever, but I had no plans to make another video until I realized she responded. Yes, for the 15th time, I know I'm milking this situation. I had no plans of making another video. No, guys, I know, it's been a while and you're all gonna say I'm dragging it, but a ton of people have been asking me to talk about the breakup situation, so I just felt like I kind of had to. And I want to make it clear, I'm not making any more videos on Clara Dao.
So basically, I made this video because I'm against bullying. It doesn't matter how old the victim is or how old the person is bullying is. If I feel that bullying has happened, mixed with lies, and I wait, but no one seems to react, even if the victim has their faults or make mistakes, I will defend them. Even if it turns out that the aggressor is a minor and the victim is an adult. I hope I've answered all your questions. For now, I'd like us to go through Coco Crazy's videos and debunking one by one.
Guys, as most of you know, I made about 4 videos on Clara Dao about 7 months ago or so, and then a few videos on the whole boyfriend drama she was in about 2 months ago.
A few moments later.
A month ago, well, okay, it was 5 months ago, but it felt like a month ago.
I don't know if she's doing it on purpose or if she's deliberately lying. Her first video about Clara Dao wasn't 7 months ago, and her last video about her wasn't 2 months ago either. It's a response video to mine, so she should have counted the date starting from my video and my perspective if she wanted to stay consistent. And I don't know what you're trying to do here. There are literally 7 videos about Clara Dao on your YouTube channel, and since one video was removed from the platform, if we count it, that makes 8 videos about Clara Dao in just 4 months. Statistically speaking, that's 2 videos per month about Clara Dao for 4 months. That's huge. But this is where I want to bring more nuance. As you already know, I speak French, so I mainly watch French-speaking YouTube rather than English-speaking YouTube. And in French YouTube, milking between YouTubers is extremely frowned. It's literally seen as harassment, or it shows that the person doing it doesn't have good intentions and is just thinking about making money from someone else's misfortune. In our community, the god of commentary YouTubers is called Le Roi des Rats, and his channel has been around for 8 years. He criticizes things he finds problematic and people, but he has never milked anyone, ever. I thought it was an interesting value of YouTube, not just French YouTube. And that's where I was wrong, so I'm sorry. But don't get me wrong, I still think this kind of behavior on YouTube is extremely dangerous, even if it's perfectly accepted. I always remember Etika, who many people online considered problematic. People started milking him because of it, and he ended up taking his own life.
I just didn't realize I needed help. It's all my fault. I wish I could have been stronger. I wish I was more open.
Stop donating to Etika. He's using us for money. What's that mean? You know how angry I'm done! I'm done! I'm done! From this point forward, if you think I'm about it for the money, now you.
I guess it's starting to hit me now, because I'm starting to break up a little bit. I'm like, oh, tears are coming, Nick. Here we go.
Liam Payne was judged problematic too. Apparently he did terrible things and people milked the situation. You know what happened to him.
Y necesitamos que nos envíen a alguien urgente porque, bueno, yo no sé si corre riesgo la vida del huésped. Está en una habitación que tiene balcón y, bueno, estamos un poco con temor de que haga algo.
Paramedics pronounced Liam dead at the scene.
And I still think Coco Crazy in particular acts like a bully for a totally different reason that I'll explain later. But it's not a fact, just my personal opinion.
So she does the same thing in the last video did. She shows a disclaimer and says that somehow that makes everything right. Because she can give so-called advice saying, don't ever snack, we should eat like we're in the hunter-gatherer days. And not to mention, her entire channel was about body positivity. And when you encourage something, and when you make something look incredibly good, like being skinny like this, then you are putting down the other side. I have explained this a million times.
I am so disappointed. It reminds me of something Socrates once said. The worst kind of ignorance is the one when you don't know that you don't know. I swear, on social media, people speak up with unshakable conviction, even when their arguments are built on nothing. Their ignorance comes with a confidence that you rarely see in people who truly master a subject. What frustrates me is that she built her influence not on real knowledge, but on her ability to look informed. The certainty with which her ideas are expressed becomes more persuasive than the trends of the ideas themselves. But here's the thing. Someone who already thinks they understand a subject doesn't feel the need to dig deeper. That's why ignorance, when combined with confidence, it's almost impossible to correct. I'm not going to explain the 13 habits that Clara shared in her video, because that would be too long. I just invite you to check them out yourself. What I will try to explain is intermittent fasting. This is one of the habits she shared, but she admitted she doesn't really practice it much.
I didn't really do intermittent fasting, and I don't think teenagers should be doing intermittent fasting either. So if you're a teenager and you're still growing, don't watch this video. This video is not for you. This video is for adults who have already finished growing, okay?
As for me, I've been doing it every day for 2 years now. It's also something that Coco Crazy decided not to include in her video. She deliberately left out this information because it didn't fit with her narrative. But that's fine. Let me explain what it really is. Intermittent fasting, or also called the intermittent diet, has several powerful effects on glucose metabolism and the way our body regulates energy. First, it improves insulin sensitivity. When we fast, insulin levels drop, which allows our cells to respond better to insulin. This makes it easier for glucose to enter the cells and reduces the risk of insulin resistance. Second, it helps lower fasting blood sugar. Studies show that intermittent fasting can reduce glucose levels in people who are overweight or already insulin resistant. The body also becomes more efficient at regulating glucose production in the liver. Third, it promotes a switch to fat utilization. Once glycogen stores are used up, the body starts burning fatty acids and producing ketone bodies for energy. This increases metabolic flexibility and reduces our dependence on glucose. Fourth, intermittent fasting reduces oxidative stress related to glucose spikes. Constant high blood sugar causes inflammation and free radical production, while fasting helps stabilize this fluctuation and protects the body from oxidative stress. Now, here's the link that Clara Dao made with the hunter-gatherer men. The hunter-gatherers of prehistory didn't have constant access to food. Sometimes they spent hours or even days without eating, then consume large amounts when they found a source. Our current metabolism therefore adapted to cycles of fasting and eating. Nowadays, we have continuous and easy access to food. As a result, we eat much more frequently than our ancestors. Intermittent fasting tries to imitate this ancient rhythm to put our body back into its natural way of using energy. Because when we don't eat, the body goes into saving mode and uses its reserves. This also activates beneficial mechanisms such as autophagy. The idea is not to starve, but to return to a natural rhythm of alternating fasting and eating, just like in the time when humans had to hunt for food. I don't do this to stay slim, but because in my family, there are cases of diabetes and even death related to diabetes. For me, it's only a way of prevention, but a lot of women use this method to stay slim or to lose weight. But for it to be really effective, the body should not eat anything for 12 to 60 hours per day. Now, I know what you might be thinking, and no, you don't have to stay hungry for 12-60 hours every day during the day. But in order for you to understand, I'd like you to know the real meaning of the word breakfast. The English word breakfast comes from break, to end, and fast, fasting. So literally, to break the fast. Why? Because when we sleep, we spend several hours without eating. This is already a natural form of fasting. The morning meal puts an end to this night's fast, which is why it is called breakfast. Depending on the moment you take your first meal, you extend this physiological fast more or less.
Breakfast, lunch, dinner, and people just eat when it's mealtime, not necessarily because they are hungry. And I think that has to change, because back in our hunter-gatherer day, which is like hundreds of thousands of years ago, we didn't have food lying around. We didn't have an abundance of food. We had to actually work really hard to find the food. And food is like some day you can eat, other days you can go 1 or 2 days or even longer without food. That's how we have evolved.
What I personally do is this. Every day after 6 p.m., I don't eat anymore. I only drink water. I try to go to bed around 9 or 10 p.m. so I don't feel hungry in the evening. Then the next day around 10 a.m., I have my breakfast.
You have to be skinny or you're awful, and you have to force your body to be skinny.
Don't overeat, don't stuff yourself, don't eat when you don't have to, and
don't stuff yourself when you don't have to. What does that mean? I understand. Well, no, I could on a general basis understand what that means, but like, don't eat when you don't have to. If you're hungry, eat. Like, that's why that video just...
Not only did you not understand what Clara Dao was explaining, but because you didn't understand, you lied and spread things that she never said. This whole controversy is meaningless. Not only did you lie, but you also make those lies for content. That's why I find your content extremely problematic.
So the video starts off where she's talking about how I'm too harsh to Clara and decides to talk about my age and how I hide behind it. And let's see this quick clip where she basically goes over why she doesn't like me.
You see? That's exactly what I'm blaming her for. At no point in my video did I say that I don't like you. So I stay polite, but I don't like her content. I said I don't like your content and what you do. But you, as a person, I don't care. You need to stop twisting people's words and changing them to create a narrative. You can give your opinion. That's totally fine. But it should be based on facts or on what the person really said or did. Stop twisting the words of the person you criticize. You're manipulating your audience when you do that. Especially since you even told your audience not to watch Clara's videos.
My advice, I'd prefer you just don't go to her page. Try to give her the least amount of views as possible, and overall, just don't reward her behavior. At this point, I kind of feel like she wants hate.
And she likes to throw around terms like clickbait in comment sections. I assume she's referring to the Clara Dao content. I don't think you respectfully understand what clickbait means. Clickbait is when you say something quite literally misleading. Like if I said Clara Dao got punched in the face by her boyfriend or something like that.
I never said in my video that you use clickbaiting in your Clara Dao videos. Again, you're basing this on comments and not on what I actually said. I like that comment because I know you used clickbait in the past and you even admitted it yourself.
I've seen a lot of comments about my clickbait and I really need to reflect on this. This is some criticism actually taking into consideration. Here's a thumbnail I made about 6 months ago. It has a fake tweet. It is the wildest title. Just look at the title. Overall, this I would consider clickbait. Like even I'm gonna admit it.
They're either petty disagreements like I'm too pointless, my opinions don't have enough reason, or like my length is too long, or the fact that I hide behind the fact that I'm a kid, which once again, there's literally nothing to back it. This entire video, that's what people are mad about. Something that she just blatantly made up.
I never said you used the minor car in your Clara Dao's videos. I said don't hide behind your age. The You can hide behind your age after targeting people non-stop. You can hide behind your age without using the moniker, you know that? Especially when you have your own fans doing it for you. What did I say was my opinion? That in the Clara's videos, you were hiding behind your age. And if you don't believe I was only giving my opinion, here's the first comment I saw that claimed you used the minor card. I didn't like that comment because I thought the person had misunderstood me. Look at what I replied.
Here were some of the comments on YouTube. You're talking about Coco, aren't you? Girl is talking about Coco Crazy, who is 16. Fun fact, the girl she's talking about is Coco. Coco is a child. Let's not add more fuel, Clara. Having beef with the child is not cool. You can ask Ali Coco about that one.
You don't want to use the minor card, but when your subscribers use it on you and you have the chance to correct them, you say nothing. On the contrary, you read the comments out loud and then just move on. Even worse, you liked a comment under the same video that was playing the minor card on you.
Why does she feel the need to bring up my age many times in this video? Like, she brings it up multiple times when it is really unnecessary. No one is gonna get mad at you for, quote, attacking a teenager. I literally said I'm not gonna hide behind my age multiple times in multiple videos. The creator then likes comments like this, which are just weird, to be honest.
I don't know if your brain is all scrambled from, like, all the Molly you take, but I never said that. If you spread a lie like that, I will come for you. We good?
Now that I've managed to make myself understood, I'd like to go back to one point you made. The fact that you never used the minor card is false. My viewers found out that you lied and that you actually did use the minor card in the past. Not just once or twice, but several times.
Here it is. Coco Crazy is 17. I'm waiting for her to turn 18 so she can't use her minor card. And once again, I've never used it. This creator's logic in the video is that I showed a comment once stating my age. That is the logic behind it. I get it makes me look like a terrible person if I did use it, but I never have. And yet, you are actively liking comments saying that they can't wait for me to turn 18 because then I can't use the minor card. When have I ever used it? Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. That comment is so funny to me because they're making up a situation in their head. They're making up the idea that I hide behind being a kid so then they can come at for me when I turn 18, which is like, okay, have fun with your little imaginary scenario there, buddy. Like, I'm literally gonna lose my mind right now. I am not kidding. 1,000 likes. I can hardly watch Coco Crazy's videos because they feel pointless, but the fact that she hides behind the fact that she's a minor to get stuff wrong is not the way to go. You cannot make this stuff up. I expected most of the comments to complain about my milking because that's usually what it is. They're either petty disagreements like I'm too pointless, my opinions don't have enough reason, or like my length is too long, or the fact that I hide behind the fact that I'm a kid, which once again, there's literally nothing to back it. This entire video, that's what people are mad about. Something that she just blatantly made up because I showed a comment that mentioned my age, because those were what most of the top comments said. I have never gotten a freebie ever. If you think I have some magical wand because I'm under 18 that's given me everything I have and protected me from any controversy, I have never used it. Because I told him he's rude to his audience and women, which is my opinion, he has recently commented under a video he wants to sue specifically me because I exaggerated the title. I'm going to be honest, I am scared right now. Plays victim and threatens to sue the second someone criticizes them for being a stuck-up loser. Ali, if you're watching this, I generally wish you the worst. You are threatening and harassing a 16-year-old kid. I'm not old enough to even make money from my videos. I work a minimum wage job every summer and have saved up to buy an iPad so I can make YouTube videos. You're trying to ruin my life because I insulted you on the internet. When you sue someone, you are trying to ruin them. You want me in jail. You want me to pay a huge fine because I literally just made fun of you. I've spent all day at school stressing my ass off. What I'm gonna do if I have to go to court because I made a video criticizing a 40-year-old man doing something that is going to affect my actual life if he carries this lawsuit out. And people supporting him in his comment section are so clueless. Have fun supporting someone who's trying to sue a literal kid who criticized him. He's such a narcissist. Like, how can you not see you are a complete narcissist in this situation? Yeah, guys, I made a short telling a 16-year-old girl to fuck herself to death, and I also said I'd sue her, and I threatened her in her comments, and la-di-da-da, but I'm a good person, guys. I've done some good things.
A lawsuit is not a joke. I would be terrified in her place. But since I don't want to create a narrative about her, here's another time Coco Crazy used the minor card. Again, against that man. Here you can see she looks more relaxed, so it's possible that she didn't use the minor card to defend herself out of fear, but out of pride. People are free to interpret this however they want. But here's the truth. Coco Crazy did use the minor card in the past.
I mean, am I crazy or did I just sound normal? Maybe that was just my voice. Maybe that's just my voice. Like, hot take. There's bigger problems in the world than someone's tone of voice being a little bit too rude for you. This is the most subjective take I've ever heard.
It hurts my ears what you're saying. It's obvious that what I wrote was my opinion and was subjective. It's logical. The word rude is an appreciative adjective. Personally, Coco, I don't care if you think Clara Dao is a horrible person, evil, hypocritical, or whatever. I will never judge you for your opinion. You have the right to express your opinion about her. What I criticized is that you realized yourself that the words you were using were too strong, and you apologized.
I admit I was a little bit harsh in the last video. I did call her maybe evil a few times. I feel bad for that. My apologies.
But you apologize in the video with a thumbnail saying that Clara is evil. Do you honestly think that Clara Dao or anyone sensible will accept this kind of apology?
The comments are so much worse than the video is. Most of them don't even know my gender. They don't even know my age. Some are saying I'm 15, 16. Some are saying I'm about to turn 18 and they're so excited for. Here's a comment with 1,000 likes solely mad at me because they think I hide behind the fact that I'm a kid, which I don't. Genuinely, this one hurt my feelings so bad. I'm gonna be completely honest. The fact that she's using Palestine as a way to sell her merch is so annoying. Like, we know 95% of that money isn't going to the Palestinian family in need. Comments did help make up for the video because they let out really good things, like really good points about me being problematic, such as I've been feeling weird about her commentary for a while. I couldn't quite grasp why, but also a lot of what she's saying feels like filler and not solid opinions with a reason. I have a magic tutorial for you. If you feel like someone's commentary is off, there's this option called click away and don't watch my videos. And yet you are actively liking comments saying that they can't wait for me to turn 18 because then I can't use the minor card. When have I ever used it? And these may be some of the pettiest people ever. Someone was in here complaining about how I quote ghosted them because like they sent me thumbnail art and I never responded on Discord. Yes, let's cancel her over some blatant lie about her hiding behind her age and her tone being too bad because she didn't respond to me on Discord. Respectfully, you don't know me. Like, just for views and money? No, there's obviously more reasons to one, why I made multiple videos.
That's my opinion!
I want to say that all the comments I liked, I stand by them. And I don't find them helpful at all. You yourself liked comments that weren't very nice about Clara Dao. I'm sure she would have found those hurtful, but I don't. Coco Crazy cannot handle criticism, whether good or bad. You see this person? Coco Crazy mentioned his video too.
Never, and I mean never had I imagined Coco Crazy being called out. You can't make this stuff up. A month ago, well, okay, it was 5 months ago, but it felt like a month ago. And closer to that, there's been tons of videos made on me. That video has 100,000 views.
Know that this person is much younger than her, okay? The person who made this video is between 12 and 13 years old, according to some.
I've had multiple videos made on me before, but I usually don't respond to them unless the person is harassing my audience because one, I've learned what it's like to have a larger creator respond to me and send a bunch of hate towards me, and two, most of the time they are just a kid, and I know what it's like once again to be a kid and just get hate, so I don't want to be a hypocrite. I can't hate on someone and send people to hate on them when I've experienced that and hated it myself.
And still, that didn't stop her from making false allusions about him. Just look at her replies. Coco Crazy is an extremely intelligent girl. I can criticize her for many things, but I can never say she's stupid. Being able to manipulate people at such a young age, that's quite an achievement. Are you gonna tell people that under the comments you left on my video, there were 11 people hyping you up, asking you to be harsher with me, and you said nothing? I saw those comments, but I replied to you. A few minutes later, you posted another comment. And I thought maybe you would try to calm your community that was slowly starting to harass me. But you didn't. Instead, you wrote another comment, which you later deleted because you cannot take responsibility for what you said. Even with harassment, you said in your videos and in your bio, don't harass this person. But when you see your fans hitting them little by little, right in front of you and me, you said nothing and instead push the knife in deeper, basically giving them the green light to harass me. And until today, you fans harass me and you don't care because you hate my video. A few months ago, I wanted to kill myself.
Like, don't get me wrong, she's still gonna make money. Her career is far from absolutely over. She can still get views on shorts, but she'll never have the respect she had before. She'll never have the true audience, and she is canceled forever. So even if she still makes money, I mean, no one respects her anymore, so I guess have fun with the money. Have fun with the house that you commented, oh, I got a house at least from this. She's laughing in her fans' faces right now, and a lot of them don't even realize it.